Shalom, more praise to Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, double line to Apostle GMS. This is Amnawa Allah coming at you another video. And in this video, I want to focus on the book of Acts 20, verse 29. When this is the Apostle Paul speaking, saying that, grievous wolves is going to enter in among the congregation. You know what I mean? So let's get to that and see what that's talking about. Acts chapter 20, verse 29. Okay? This is the Apostle Paul speaking. It says, "For I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock." So what is the Apostle Paul talking about? Remember, the Apostle Paul was going on various journeys, and he would go from one city to the next, one country to another. So what he's saying is, after my departure, after I leave from y'all, remember, grievous wolves are going to enter. Keep in mind, grievous wolves are going to enter in the flock. Okay? That's going to happen. So he's telling them, you're going to have people that's going to be among y'all, that's going to be pretending as though they're believers, but they're really not. Now, first, let's look at that word grievous.
Strong's G 926. Barus.
Barus. Heavy in weight, metaphorically burdensome, severe, stern, weighty, of great moment, violent, cruel, unsparing. So see, a grievous wolf is unsparing, it's violent. So you're not going to spare the flock. Okay? So you're going to have grievous wolves among them. People that's going to come among them and teach falsehoods. People that's going to come among them and teach, teach falsehoods, try to bring the law. Oh, no, you're justified by the works of the law. They're going to come among them and they're going to try to teach falsehoods and sow discord, separation among the flock. And if you know anything about a flock, what does that mean, flock?
Strong's G 4168. Poimneon.
Poimneon, flock. A flock, especially of sheep, a group of Christian disciples, bodies of Christian churches presided over by elders. So a flock represents sheep. Yahweh Shah's disciples, his believers. Okay? So grievous wolves, and it says not sparing, who are sparing.
Strong's G 5339. Phaidamai.
Phaidamai. To spare, abstain. So you're not going to spare the flock. They're not going to refrain from harming the flock. So after he leaves, grievous wolves shall enter in among them. Look at the word enter as well. Maybe the word has some good significance. Let's see.
Strong's G 1525. Iserchamai.
Iserchamai. To go out or come in, to enter of men or animals as into a house or a city. Doesn't really give you much. Of Satan taking possession of a person, a body of a person, of things as food that enters into the eater's mouth. So if they're going to enter in among you, they're going to be, that's really Satan among you. Because it said of Satan taking possession of the body of a person. So if these grievous wolves come among you, they're wicked. They got Satan on them. So if I know that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock. So you're going to have grievous wolves among you that's not going to spare the flock. They're going to come among the congregation. They're going to teach falsehood. They're going to sow discord with the separation. That's what they're going to do. Then it says, also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things, to draw with disciples after them. Perverse things.
Strong's G 1294. Diastrepho.
Diastrepho. Perverse, to distort, turn aside, to oppose, plot against the saving purposes and plans of the Most High. To turn aside from the right path, to pervert, corrupt. So it says they're going to oppose, plot against the saving purposes of the plans of the Most High. So they're going to oppose it and they're going to plot against the saving purposes of the Most High. So the things that's a necessity to be saved, to receive salvation, they're going to plot against that. They're going to disrupt it. They're going to teach things like, oh, all nations can make it. Aren't people saying that with some guy named Deacon Hakah or whatever them dudes call themselves? I don't even know their names. These guys that they're teaching all nations can make it. You know what I mean? teaching Esau is not the white man, all kinds of madness. You know what I'm saying? Teaching that it's got that the law is gonna save you. You know, that's those type of guys. You know, we say through faith in Yahweh. So it says, also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things to draw with disciples after them. I want to look over these different words. To rise up. Okay, check this out.
Strong's G 450. Anistemi.
Anistemi. It says, number 2, of those about to enter into conversation or dispute with anyone, or to undertake some business or attempt something against others. So they're going to arise among them. They're going to arise, and they're going to do what? Have conversations and dispute with people, to undertake some business or attempt something against others, which is what? Against the plotting against the plans of the Most High, the saving plans of the Most High. You read in the previous definition. So you're gonna have people that's among you that's gonna do that, man. Draw away. That's simple. Draw away.
Strong's G 645. Apospao.
Apospao. And I'm gonna look at one more word and we can continue on. I think this word perverse is a little different. Okay, it's the same word. So, also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things to draw away disciples after them. So you're gonna have people that's gonna enter in among you, and even among y'all right now, you're gonna have people that's gonna do that. See? And guess what? You had guys that was in camps, different camps. They split up. The camps broke apart, and then guys went and started teaching their own doctrine. Hasn't that happened? And they taught their doctrine, and they had followers. See? Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things to draw away disciples after them. They're going to say things to draw away people to follow them. Okay? Jeremiah 23:1. Woe be to the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. So you got pastors out there, people claim to be teachers. They're going to destroy and scatter the sheep. They're going to destroy them with false teaching. They're going to scatter them. People are going to be separated, not knowing which way to go, not knowing which way to find the truth. Following people that's teaching falsehoods, that's teaching lies, that's teaching heresies, man. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, the power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. So they didn't visit them. They scattered their flock by teaching them lies. They didn't visit them and teach them the real truth. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. And the Most High is going to visit upon them the evil of their doing, meaning they're going to be punished for their wickedness. Because this is what the Most High said, Jeremiah 3:15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. The Most High will give you pastors according to his heart. And that's the apostles and the elders of GMS, all the way on down. Those are the ones, the pastors that the Most High gave you according to his heart, meaning according to his desire. That's going to feed you with knowledge and understanding. That's going to give you the real truth. They're going to really feed the flock with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, the truth teachings of the scriptures. Now let's go back here, Acts chapter 20, verse 31 now. I'm stopping verse 29 again. For I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter among you, not sparing the flock. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking of perverse things, to draw with disciples after them. So you're going to have people among them that's going to speak perverse things. Some people that's going to just stop believing the true teaching that was taught, and they're going to start teaching something else. Start teaching wayward doctrines. Therefore, watch. So we got to watch. I'm pretty sure that watch the word there, or the watch is, okay, it's Gregorio, like Gregorian calendar.
Strong's G 1127. Gregareo.
Gregareo. To watch, metaphorically, give strict attention to, be cautious, active, to take heed lest through remission and indolence some destructive calamity suddenly overtake one. You look at the word remission. What's the meaning of the word remission? Remission is a decrease the appearance of the sun. There's many other different definitions than that. Remission, the cancellation of a debt, charge, or penalty. Just ain't real fair. Okay, check this out. When you go to the word remission, right? This is from Oxford Languages. It says when you look at the word diminution, which is similar to remission, it's a reduction in size, extent, or importance of something. You scroll down, it says the act, process, or an instance of becoming gradually less. So when it says to take heed less through remission or gradually less, in other words, to take heed less through remission, meaning you got to pay attention. Less through remission, less through gradually less, or less or through paying less attention, and indolence. Indolence meaning laziness. So when it says remission and indolence, it's being associated with being lazy. It's being associated with not being consistent or persistent. That's why when you look at the word remission, it takes you to the word diminution, which means a reduction in something, or gradually less. So you got to take heed less through remission and indolence, or in other words, us being less attentive, us being less cautious, us being less active, and being indolent, meaning what? Being lazy. So if we're gradually inactive, if we're showing gradually less attention, less caution, less activity, in other words, remission, and we're being indolent, being lazy, some destructive calamity suddenly overtake us. So we aren't supposed to do that. We got to take heed so those things don't happen. So we got to give strict attention and be very cautious. Go back real fast to that word. It's a lot here. I don't got much time to read it because see, accordingly, the meaning here is that vigilance. See, it's about being vigilant, aware, and expectancy, as contrast with laxity, being relaxed and indifferent. Let's go back. So therefore, watch and remember. I'm sorry. Therefore, watch and remember. We gotta take heed, pay attention. That by the space of 3 years, I cease not to one every one night and day with tears. So you gotta pay attention, man. Because these 3 years, I warned y'all, night and day with tears. So he was very serious about this. Okay. He was saying this from his heart. He really warning them of what's to come. So he wants you to watch, pay attention, man, and remember these words. That within the space of 3 years, I cease not. I didn't stop to warn everyone night and day with tears. Night and day with tears meaning what? This was very important unto him. You know, it's something that he gave strict attention to. He was being attentive. He was watching. Okay, so he warned everyone night and day with tears because he said this with great sorrow because he knew what was to come. So with that, I'm gonna close. I'm gonna say, oh praise it. How about Shema Shai, double on to Pastor GMS. There was some more scriptures I wanted to get to, but as you can see, my phone battery is dying. So with that, I'm gonna close. I'm gonna say shalom.